This is Carlos Pimentel with some words to ponder. Have you ever had somebody come up to you and say, I wonder what the Lord requires of me? I wonder what the Lord would have me do. Well, that's answered in Micah 6:8 when the prophet wrote, He has shown you, O man, what is good and what the Lord requires of you, but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. And so the prophet Micah says that there's three things that the Lord requires of us and that they're good. To do justly. What does that mean? How does that play out practically? Well, have you ever had a family member or friend come to you complaining about somebody else? They're telling you a story, and the story, well, all of a sudden you find yourself on your family member's side or your friend's side upset at the other person. And now you've formed an opinion in your mind of the other person and you've never even met them. Solomon says that it's not wise to accept the first story without listening to the second. In other words, there's always two sides to the story. And if we want to do justly, we would reserve judgment of the person that your friend or family member is talking about. Because oftentimes, when you really find out the whole story, oftentimes it's not that person's fault, it's your friends or your family members. And so, to do justly is to reserve judgment, not to jump on a bandwagon without hearing both sides of the story. But what if your friend or family member is correct and that person did do what they said they did? And all of a sudden your blood boils, but not only are we to do justly, but we are to love mercy, or to love mercy. I read a story not too long ago about a mother whose son was in Napoleon's army. And her son went AWOL. He took off. They finally caught him and they sentenced him to death. And so the mother went up to Napoleon, fell at his feet, and begged for mercy, that he would have mercy on her son. And Napoleon said, well, he doesn't deserve mercy. And she said, well, if he deserved it, it wouldn't be mercy. Napoleon agreed and released her son. You see, mercy's been defined by not getting what we do deserve. Grace is defined by getting what we don't deserve. But mercy is not getting what we do deserve. And so, one of the things that the Lord requires of us is to love mercy. When somebody has done wrong, when they do deserve judgment, is to have mercy on them. And here's why, because God has mercy on us. He has not given us what we do deserve, but has given us what we didn't deserve, and that's grace and forgiveness and salvation. And so we are to do justly, we are to love mercy, and we are to walk humbly with thy God. You see, all those things really speak to self-righteousness. Because when we hear a story about somebody that did wrong, and we now judge them and think badly about them, we forget that God had mercy on us. And when we're unmerciful, well, we're ungrateful servants. And so he says, now you are to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. In other words, he knows who we are. We know who we are. And so, when we realize that he took that pain and took that punishment for us, for me, it humbles me. Because I know He's given me something I don't deserve, and hasn't given me something I do deserve. And so when you find yourself wondering, what does the Lord have me to do? Remember Micah 6:8. He has shown you, O man, what is good and what the Lord requires of you. To do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. This is Carlos Pimentel with some words to ponder. God bless you.